Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is an emboss resist blending technique using the new blending brushes from Stampin Up. They come in a pack of 3 like this. Well, I have ordered more, but they're stuck in customs at the moment. They haven't shipped since the beginning of January, so I've been patiently waiting for it to come. The brushes are made up of very fine bristles, and it's very, very dense. So when you touch them, it's almost like a baby's hairbrush. It's that soft. These blending brushes are new to Stampin Up, but they've been around for many, many years. They're actually derived from makeup brushes, which have soft bristles like this. And the way to clean it is really a microfiber cloth. You can see this one's been well used. It's quite good to work on a silicone mat so that you don't get your grid paper dirty. And also I have an acrylic block handy. When I pick up the ink, I'll dab off the excess onto the block rather than to waste the ink by putting it on the paper, because then if I want more ink I can grab it from the acrylic block. The stamp set I'm using is called Enjoy the Moment. Find it on page 59 in the January to June 21 mini catalogue. The card base is Coastal Cabana, 8 1/4 inches across by 5 7/8. That's 21 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters. We need 2 very vanilla pieces. This has been cut at 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. That's 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. We want a Night of Navy strip, which is 1 inch scrap, to punch out the labels, and a strip that is 3/4 of an inch. Blue adhesive back gems. Coastal Cabana Night of Navy and Versamark ink. White embossing powder and a heat tool. And the new Treasured Tags Picker Punch, which is on page 37 of the January to June 21 mini. There are lots of techniques you can use with sponging. So sponging and blending are the same sort of thing. It's just that you're applying ink in a different way. First we need to stamp the, I don't know what they are, lotus seed pods. So I've inked up my Versamark ink and I'm stamping randomly. So bring in my embossing powder and sprinkle embossing powder over it. You can heat emboss from underneath or on top, it doesn't matter which. I'll allow that to dry before I go over with the second stamp, this time with the little seed ones here. So next I'm going to go in with this one and fill in the gaps. Repeat the process and sprinkle with embossing powder again. And I'll speed this up. So now I'm going to pick up ink from the ink pad, and you find that these brushes are very flexible, so you can bend it right back and it won't snap. You can hold it at the end there where you'll have a much lighter, softer touch, or you can hold it here with a bit more control if you want to press harder into the cardstock. Now, where did I put my block? See, there's a gap in my brush where I probably didn't store it well. It's best to stand it up really, and it separated the bristles, but it shouldn't matter. I'm just going to take off the excess from there and carry on working in a circular motion over the cardstock. So the darker, or the more ink rather, that you put onto your cardstock, then the more the embossed bits will show through, because the embossed bits resist the ink, and then you get more of this image coming out. And I just want bits here to be a little bit darker. So I'll just add more ink on there to highlight it. So you can clean your block afterwards and you can run these under the tap and then leave it to dry. You can either stand it up to dry or rest it on something, a chopstick holder or something, so that the bristles will keep intact. Or you can just clean it on a microfiber cloth like this until there's no colour that comes out. And then once this gets very dirty, you can just sling it in the wash, in the laundry. But don't put it in with your whites. Put it in with your colours. So there shouldn't be any ink on there now. Let's do the inside of the card. I simply stamped it full strength and then, without re-inking, stamped it some more. Just apply some glue on the back of this and we can adhere it to the inside of the card. I'm not going to glue this until I've done the labels, because we need to trim it off from here. Bring in the punch. This is a new punch called the Treasured Tags Pick a Punch, and again you've got the different widths so you can layer them. This is the 1 inch, which is the widest, 3/4 and 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use this pointy one here, insert it all the way, make sure it's even, and punch. And then I'll do the same with this before I trim it. Make sure that's even. Punch. I'm going to use this little sentiment here, ink it up in Night of Navy and pop it on. Hopefully it's straight. Glue that on. Oops. Turn it over and trim the excess off. Now you can glue the rest of it onto your card base. quickly add one of these gorgeous blue adhesive back gems down here. And that's your card finished. There are lots of other ways you can use the blending brushes. This is masking a strip on one with a post-it note, one on one side and the other on that side, and then I blended the background and stamped on top. This graduated colour, again it's blending but with 3 colours. This one uses a stencil with 3 colours, and this one is blocks of colour, so you can mask and then just, I chose to use it in this configuration. Back to today's card. This was an emboss resist technique. Hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and pop back for more inspiration this Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.